Hi, this is Koren. Welcome back to my channel. Um, I've been 60 about a month now, and I started to think about how life is different from when I was like 30, which was half my life ago. It's hard to think that was half my life ago. So I put together a little list, and I'm going to read it about what life was like when I was 30 and what it's like when I'm 60. Okay, first of all, when I was 30 years old, I had a bob haircut. Actually, pretty similar, maybe a little shorter than I have now, but it was brown hair, my natural color, and now I'm blonde, magically. Um, when I was about 30, I found my first little line under my eye. I remember being in a dressing room at, I believe it was Lazarus department store, and looking and going, oh, I have a line. And now my whole life is about preventing any more than I already have. When I was 30, there was a week out of the month that I dreaded being a woman. You know what I'm talking about. Now, I get to experience the wonderful world of menopause 24/7. When I was 30, I was always cold, and in the winter, I was miserable. I was always cold. I always wore a jacket or a sweater when there was air conditioning in a room. Now, I'm always hot, or I like to say my inner child is always on fire or playing with matches. When I was 30, I was a big-time sun worshiper. On the weekends, that's what I did to relax. I'd sit out in the sun. I did wear sunscreen, always wore sunscreen, but I loved to sit in the sun. And the best vacation to me was when I came home with a dark tan. Now, I never sit in the sun anymore. And when I am out in the sun, I'm out at I'm going to be outside all day. I wear sunscreen all the time, always have. When I was 30, I had the best metabolism. In fact, I had the best metabolism in the world till about 5 years ago. I could eat anything. I always have exercised and worked out, but I could eat whatever I wanted, and whatever I did to work out or exercise kept my weight the same. Now I work out, but I have got to watch what I eat, and that goes with the old menopause, slow metabolism thing. Let's see. I lived in Columbus, Ohio when I was 30. I rented an apartment. And actually, the only place I ever lived for any long period of time was where I consider I grew up, Westlake, Ohio. I lived there for 8 years with my family. I was, in junior high and high school. And as an adult, up until even living in Columbus, Ohio, when I was 30 in an apartment, I had never lived anywhere more than 3 or 4 years. Now, I've been in Florida for 21 years. I've lived in the Tampa Bay Clearwater area for 16 years, and I've actually owned and lived in this same house for the last 14 years. So I've gotten a little stability as I've gotten older. 30. When I was 30, I had no boyfriend, no significant other. In fact, my father used to joke that I went through men like water. Actually, the week of my 30th birthday, I went out with one guy on my birthday, and I went out with another one a week later. I brought them both to the house. They both looked very similar, but they were different guys, and my dad called the second one the name of the first one, and after that he said he was never going to learn names of the guys because it was embarrassing. And also after that, my brother had a 6-month rule. He didn't meet guys until I was with them for 6 months. I'm 60. Now I'm married for 6 years to the love of my life, and I'm not dating anymore. That's a good thing. When I was 30, I had no dog of my own. Now that I'm 60, I've actually had at least one dog in my life since 1985. I've constantly had at least one dog, and I've always had a Westie, a West Highland White Terrier, which is the type of dog I grew up with, and which is the type of dog Henry is, who you've met in the videos. And for the last several years, I've had at least 2 dogs. When I was 30, my career, I was selling veterinary supplies to veterinarians in Ohio and Indiana, and I loved that job. I mean, I love animals, and it was such a fun job, but I drove 1,000 miles a week, and that just got to be really old after a while. I could not do that now. I mean, think about it, 1,000 miles a week. Now I'm self-employed as an independent rep for medical supplies, and an amateur YouTuber at this point, but I'd love for it to be a profession. When I was 30, I was a big sports nut, which I've always been, but my #1 team was the Cleveland Browns. Now it's the Tampa Bay Rays. When I was 30, here it comes, full disclosure, my chest size was an A-. And now it's a D plus. I must admit, I am against plastic surgery when it comes to my face, but I went through like a minor midlife crisis in my 40s, and I was tired of being an A minus minus, and decided I wanted to enhance myself. So I did. Enough said. Anyway, and last but not least, I celebrated my birthday when I was 30 by bar hopping all over Columbus, Ohio with a group of my favorite friends, and my brother, I believe, was with us, till the wee hours of the morning. In fact, I'm not even sure what time we called it a night. All I know is I woke up the next morning with a terrible hangover and a pile of cocktail napkins documenting what I had drank at each bar we went to, so I could know why I felt so horrible. This year, for my 60th, if you join me on my videos, we were at Epcot, Disney World. I was there with my husband and my dear pal and sister of my heart, Georgiana. And we were back at our vacation villa by about 9 o'clock and had a pizza that we had picked up on the way home, and had pizza and beer. And I think I was probably asleep by 11 o'clock that night. So my, how things change. But you know what? It's all good. And I don't feel 60 at all. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe by pushing on the button below. And before we go, let me get Henry real quick, who's here, okay? Hold on. Henny, come here. Oh, as you recall, Henry is not very cooperative. Here he is. But we're just going to do a little ad today for the Animal Hospital of Dunedin, where we go to get our veterinary care, because Henry's been having a lot of problems with his skin, and they've been taking really good care of him. So anyway, until next time, thanks for tuning in, and see ya.